Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning, and we've had a lot of excitement here over the past 10 days at Camp David. If you haven't seen our past 2 episodes, I have broken my ankle, and our routine has had to change here. So we've had the great company of Luke's mom, or known as Nana. She came in and she's helped out for the past week, and we also had Luke's dad, Jerry, here over the weekend visiting as well. So having them both in has been really great and helpful, and also my husband Luke and the kids have been so helpful too. Things have to start going back to regular routine. Luke can't be home from work all the time. Nana has to go help out other family members in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I can't just have everybody all to myself, and we have to keep, as I always say, keep moving forward here. A few things have happened. Luke has had to go on a business trip. He left very early this morning, and like I said, Nana had to get to Nebraska to help some of our other family members in things that were supposed to be going on. My parents were supposed to be flying in to help, and we had it all set up that they were going to be here, so there was overlap and I wasn't by myself. However, my poor mom has come down with either a really bad virus, but it actually looks like influenza, and she's not feeling well at all, and my dad is needing to take care of her. So we just found this out last night, and so we're having to adjust. And the good thing is I'm able to kind of start putting a little bit of weight on my leg. My orthopedic doctor has told me over these next 2 weeks they want me to start walking in the boot on my leg. And here, I'll show you guys my leg. It still kind of hurts when I pick it up. Yes, and Reagan, he's very protective. He's always around my leg, but there it is. Anyways, so they have said to try and start walking. I'm still in a lot of pain, and we're still working on trying to get that under control. So I haven't put full weight on my leg yet. With that being said, the next probably 24 to 36 hours, I'm on my own, not completely on my own, with the 2 kids, and the kids, with them being their ages, they are very good at helping out. They can still kind of make their own breakfast. And I am going to be on the main floor of our house for the next 24 to 36 hours. We have a bathroom on the main floor. I've got my nice comfy recliner couch, which is where I'm gonna sleep tonight because I don't want to tackle the stairs by myself. That has been hard enough with Luke home. And I'm kind of excited. Look at this big girl over here. Come here, Kenya. The kids have a Maritown this morning. I don't want them to miss that. And with some help of some friends, since my parents couldn't be here, I'm not driving yet. I've got such a great community around me. Our children's pastor from our church is coming to drive the kids this morning. Thank you, Pastor Josh, and Pastor Tiffany, for helping us out this morning. So Josh is gonna drop them off at a Maritown, and then one of Lincoln's friends, his friend's mom, is very nicely gonna bring them home for us. Thank you, Jolie, for helping that. And I'm just gonna be here. But look at this young lady. She's all dressed and ready to go. And if you guys didn't hear, also in the episode that told about how I broke my ankle, she was voted mayor. So this is the mayor of Ameritown this year for her group. Kenya is gonna start helping get breakfast together this morning, and she's all dressed and ready to go. It'll be fun. And I just have to make sure not to overdo it, keep the pain manageable right now. We are in the kitchen, and look at these 2. Kenya very nicely made breakfast this morning. Chef Kenya. Are you guys excited for Ameritown?
Yeah.
Here we've got Justice Lincoln. Today, what's going on today at Ameritown? Because it's not your town day. It's just, they have class every week for the next like 6 weeks, and then they go run the town in April, I think. But Lincoln, what are you doing today?
Learning about economics.
Learning about economics. While I'm here in the kitchen, the one thing I'm noticing, and I'm so thankful for, everybody has been so kind and reached out when they heard what was happening, and even like Luke's co-workers and a lot of friends that we still have back in Illinois. And Luke's co-workers sent me some beautiful flowers, and guys, I have been enjoying them so much. So I just really wanted to say thank you to Luke's team that sent me the flowers. Andrew, Charlotte, Tammy, Chris, Carla, and Jim. Thank you guys so much for the beautiful flowers, and I've enjoyed them all week. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then my friend Emma, who's from Illinois, gave me these beautiful tulips. They arrived. And then I've got some beautiful flowers, I can't move, over at the sink that my friend Bethany brought by for me. So thank you to everyone who sent me flowers and just really cheered me up. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you who watch our channel and all of you who have commented on the last couple of episodes wishing me to get well. All of your advice that you guys have given me, I really appreciate that. And just encouraging me and even sharing your experience with me and giving me some pointers and everything. That means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And just want to thank all of you guys too that are subscribers and that watch our channel. And for all, I just thank you guys for thinking of me and praying for me and sending all those wonderful wishes. It means a lot. And we just feel like our family has grown knowing that you guys are all out there just supporting us and thinking about us. So first challenge of the day has presented itself. The kids got picked up by our children's pastor at our church to take them to Ameritown. So they're gone, and I didn't think through this morning. I usually like to have a morning coffee, and I've been spoiled these last 10 days because I've had my kids or my husband or my mother-in-law here to just bring me some coffee. Some of you may have had experience when you are on crutches, things become very limited because you no longer have your hands to carry stuff. And so I'm sitting here on the couch and I'm getting a little bit more mobile, but the crutches limit me because I can't even carry anything, or I can't walk. I can't even walk and vlog like I used to anymore. I would really like a cup of coffee, and I'm trying to figure out, either I make myself a cup of coffee and I stand at the coffee station over there. I'm gonna take a look at the things that are around me and close within reach that I can kind of use, and then try and figure this out, how I can enjoy my coffee in the recliner. I have made it over to the coffee station. I've made my coffee. It's right here. And I came up with an idea. I found a tray next to me where I usually sit in the chair, right there. I have it set up on the couch. I kind of got to looking and thinking, okay, if I have little spots to set down my coffee and move along the route, and then grab the cup, set it somewhere, move on my crutches, and then get it to somewhere else, I can get over to my chair. So I'm gonna start at the coffee station here, and I'm going to set my coffee cup on this table here, go about halfway, grab the cup, transfer it to that tray, get the rest of the way where I usually sit, and then be able to put it on that table over there. So we're gonna see how this works and see if I can get my coffee over there without spilling anything. I hope my plan works. We'll see. I have made it to the first stop, and somebody's texting me, and I'm not gonna be able to get there until I get over there. I made it to the first stop. Got the coffee cup right there on the first, and now I'm gonna transfer it to this table here. Let's see if I can do this. Ouch, that was my crutch. We're gonna transfer over there, and I haven't moved. I'm still here. Okay, and now I'm gonna scoot over to the next position, and I should be able to get it. So I'm so excited and proud of myself. I know it's the little things that I was able to figure this out. So just shows what us moms can do when we're given a challenge, and just be resourceful and look at the things around us and see how we can put them to use and work the problem out. So I'm excited to say I still have good problem solving skills, I think. We're not quite there yet, hold on. I am right in front of my chair where I usually sit. See, right here. See, is right there. And I'm leaning on my crutches. We're just gonna move it. I made it, guys. Now all I have to do is sit down and get to enjoy my coffee and rest now. I am feeling pretty I don't know, I don't want to say proud of myself, but happy. And right now it's the little things that make me happy, but I'm excited that I was able to figure out getting my coffee over to the couch so I can sit more comfortably and drink it. I didn't spill any coffee. I am all comfy. I've got my leg all propped up and I'm gonna just drink some coffee and relax. And I'm kind of excited for the kids to get home from Ameritown because I miss them and it's quiet and I'm lonely. How was your day?
It was good.
Yeah?
Hey.
And there's Lincoln. They went and had lunch with a friend first and then they brought these two home. So how's your day, Lincoln?
Great. How was yours?
It was good. I got some more pretty flowers delivered to me today, and they're from our two kids pastors, so Pastor Josh and Tiffany, and all the children's team at our church that we go to. Pearl Church Children's Ministry team and Pastors Josh and Tiffany, thank you guys so much for the beautiful flowers, and just even thank you for helping me out this morning. We really appreciate it. It is Friday morning, and the last time I vlogged was Wednesday. Luke was on a business trip and Susan had to go. A lot has happened between now and then, and I couldn't vlog it all. Even while I was like vlogging on Wednesday and doing my little coffee, trying to figure out how to get my coffee over to where I was sitting on the couch, I noticed my foot was still not feeling good, and it was weird. It was just starting to feel really tight in the boot, and ever since day one after the break, the pain has never fully gotten better. I kept thinking, I know I'm gonna have some pain. I have gotten through a partial knee replacement. I've had 8 surgeries on my left knee. So I know that discomfort and pain is to be expected, especially when you're healing from an injury. So I know I'm not gonna be 100% pain-free, and this isn't gonna be really easy to recover from. But the pain has never gotten even in the slightest bit better. And when I took my boot off, I started noticing I can't wiggle my toes. I can't bend my toes the way I had been the day before. And my foot, I looked down at my foot and it was blown up like a balloon. I could not believe it. It was the most swollen and agitated that it had been throughout this whole process. So I knew something was definitely wrong, and I also knew, just because the pain has not improved at all, that something was still not quite right. So I took a picture of my foot, I sent it to Luke. Luke saw the picture and was like, oh my gosh, that's not good. But my friend Bethany was stopping by to just come visit, check on me, and make sure everything was going okay. And she was bringing us dinner. I went ahead and put a phone call into my orthopedic doctor's office to tell them what was going on. And by that point, the office had already closed, so I had to page the doctor on call, because one of the main things that I was slightly concerned about is I have an autoimmune disorder. I actually have 2, but I have a clotting disorder called antiphospholipid syndrome. And if you are kind of new to our channel and you're wondering about that, I'll put a link in the description below to the video that kind of talks about my journey of getting diagnosed and some of the things that I deal with autoimmune. So we put a call in, and of course they didn't call until probably a good hour and a half later, and I was trying to elevate my leg and ice it, and at this point I can't even move my toes. I can't feel it. If I touched my toes, if I touched the top of my foot, I couldn't feel that either. So the on-call doctor calls, and he said, well, I'm not too worried about anything orthopedically, but with your history of blood clots in your legs and in your lungs, I am concerned that it could be a blood clot. So I need you to go over to the ER and we need to rule that out. So at that point, that sets things in motion. Luke's gone, Susan's gone. Bethany is here and she's really helping, and she's also got kids of her own and everything. So we decided Bethany was gonna take Kenya and Lincoln for me since it was starting to get later in the evening. This was probably going down about 7 o'clock. I had mentioned earlier, my parents had actually flown in to help out since Luke and Susan both had to be gone, but the day my mom and dad landed and got off their flight, my mom started to not feel very well. And come to find out, she came down with, we think it's influenza. They are staying at another relative's house because they didn't want to expose me or the kids or Luke to this, and then we have to deal with sickness on top of everything else. So I knew they were in town, and my dad also had like a cold, not as bad as my mom. So at that point, we called my dad and asked him if he could meet me at the emergency room. Bethany was going to drop me off, and I didn't want Bethany or any of the kids to get exposed either. My dad very nicely met us at the emergency room, and it turned into a very long evening. I am happy to say that I do not have a blood clot, so the swelling was not due to the blood clot. But this is where it goes into the second half of my story. And guys, I'm sorry this is so long. But I just want to share this for anybody else out there that is dealing with a break or even dealing with a sickness. After I broke my ankle, we were supposed to see the orthopedic doctor 2 days after, and Luke and I went in and saw them. And how that appointment went, so the appointment 2 days after I broke my ankle, we went in the room, we saw a sports medicine specialist that works with the main doctor. He saw me, and then they send in a medical assistant, and she went over my break with me. They put me in a boot. They took the splint off and they just put my leg straight in the boot. No extra x-rays were taken, which I understand that from their side, but I did think it was a little strange that nobody checked even after we splinted my leg to make sure that it was set correctly, and then just went straight from the splint into the boot. The doctor never came in. I never saw her. I did not ever get to meet her, talk to her about my recovery or what our plan was. My instructions from them were start weight bearing as tolerated and start walking on it. They wanted me to start walking on it. So I went home with that plan in mind, and I am someone who pushes myself and follows through on the doctor's orders. I was trying to do their instructions, trying to start weight bearing in the boot. It was excruciating. And I knew, okay, it's gonna be sore. I have to let myself know that. I'm gonna have to tolerate some discomfort. But it was excruciating. And every time I was trying to do what they were telling me, Luke was there with me, and I was telling him, something's not right. This is too painful. I can't. It's just not working. The next day we would try some more. And the Saturday following my break, I was on full dose of pain meds, taking it every 4 hours, and I just started putting weight on it and trying to learn how to walk in the boot. Even though it did not feel the greatest, I was trying to do what they were telling me to do. That following Sunday, from what I did on it on Saturday, that following Sunday, I couldn't get off the couch. I was in so much pain, I was actually crying, which I don't do very often. And the pain was through the roof. And the other thing was I was also trying to wean myself off of not taking the painkillers every 4 hours. So alternating with like Tylenol. I can't take ibuprofen because I'm on blood thinners for life. So I was trying to alternate through that, and I let my pain get out of control. So if you're watching this and you're dealing with a break or an injury, word to the wise, don't let your pain get out of control. Keep it under control, because once you get past that point, it is miserable and it's hard to get back into your comfort zone. That was Sunday, was kind of trying to get my pain back under control. I was upset about the fact that the pain was literally no better. It was as bad as the day it was that I broke my ankle. Monday comes around, Susan said, well, maybe we should call the doctor back. So we call my orthopedic doctor back, and once again, I don't talk to the doctor, I'm just talking to her sports medicine specialist. He's just saying, well, you know, if you can get your pain under control and you need to be on the max amount of pain meds, just do that to mask the pain, but we want you to keep walking on it, no matter what. In my head, I'm thinking, now I'm gonna be walking on it and knowing that I'm on full dose of pain meds just to mask the pain but keep walking on it. That just didn't make sense to me. Now I'm starting to question, am I really with somebody that has my best care in mind? At this point, from previous experience with getting diagnosed correctly with my autoimmune disease and my blood clotting disorder, it started to dawn on me. Maybe this doctor is not the best one for my care. And this is where I really want to speak out to anybody who's dealing with autoimmune, any kind of sickness or injury. If you truly feel your doctor is not listening to you and the care that they're giving you is not giving you good results, this is where I think it's so important. You have to start saying, this is not working for me, and know that you need to start trying to find a different doctor that is going to listen to you and has you in their best interest. So that was this last Monday. I started feeling like maybe this isn't the best. I haven't even spoken to the doctors at all. Luke and I started to research a second opinion just at that point, saying maybe we need to get a second opinion on this. I need to find somebody who's going to actually listen to me, and I'm actually going to speak to the doctor. So we started researching that. But by Tuesday, once again, I was trying to get up and move around, but I was still on my pain meds every 4 hours, still kind of going through what they were doing, but I was running out of pain meds because I was having to take them so much. And so that brings us to Wednesday when Luke and Susan left. Bethany was helping me out. The swelling was ridiculous. I have never been, and that is painful in itself, and it's scary. One, because I started having to deal with the thought of, oh my gosh, I have another blood clot, oh my gosh. But also two, just wondering what kind of damage is going on inside of my foot. My toes were white. You could pinch them and they wouldn't turn pink. Again, they stayed white. After the ER visit, and even in the ER doctor that saw me and saw my foot, he goes, oh my goodness. He goes, this is 12 days after your break, and he couldn't even believe it. And he put a call into the orthopedic department. Ortho wouldn't even come down and see me. So at that point, I knew it's time for us to get somebody else involved. Yesterday morning, my dad was still with me. We called the doctor that we were wanting to see, told them what was going on, and they got me in immediately. They said, why are you even walking on that? You shouldn't even be putting any weight on that. And they got me in immediately. I'm happy to say I feel like we're on the right track. They looked at my foot and they took new x-rays, and pretty much what it is I should not have been trying to walk on it or bear weight, any weight on it, until 2 weeks after my break. We needed to give the break a chance to kind of settle and start healing before we did that. So every time I was walking on it or trying to do what my other doctor was telling me to do, I was reopening the fracture. And the boot that they had me in was not supporting the fracture either. It actually was misplacing it. Every time I had my foot in the boot, it actually misplaced the fracture. And that's why I was in so much pain, because it was like opening the fracture again or breaking my ankle all over again. And that trauma, on top of me being on blood thinners, I'm bleeding so much more than a normal person would, is just putting more trauma all in the area. So I was glad, guys, I've got a second opinion. I am excited to say that hopefully now I'm on the path. I'm 12 days today past the first time I broke my ankle, and I thought I would be at least a little bit more progressed in the healing process than what I am. So that's a little bit of a disappointment that I feel like we're set back a little bit, but that's okay. We're in good hands now, and we're on the right path. Now what I've been told to do since yesterday is I'm supposed to be elevating and resting my foot, and then they said after 2 weeks we'll start trying to get you to put a little weight on it and working on it. They also gave me a new boot. This once again was confirmation that I was in the right hands. She looked at my boot and she goes, well, it's displacing your fracture. It's not giving you the support that you need. And so they brought in the new boot. And the minute that they put my foot in there, guys, I literally felt like I was putting a slipper on. All of a sudden there was this release of comfort that I had not felt in 12 days. So they've put me in a new boot. This part, actually, the top part actually comes off, and then I open it up. It feels 100% better. I don't have this horrible crushing feeling in my heel and Achilles tendon that I kept having. It just is so much more comfortable. When I'm up and moving around, they want the boot on. When I'm on the couch, they want it off, and the only thing that I'm supposed to do with my foot is to flex it up and down, not side to side. So now it's 2 weeks of trying to just take it easy. I can get up, but not for long periods of time, and not to put any weight on it. I'm sorry for the long story. I just wanted to fill you guys in what happened over the past 24 hours, which was a lot. Luke is home. He got home yesterday afternoon. He's off to work today though, but I have my 2 awesome helpers, which they're upstairs getting ready for us to do school. I'm gonna sit on the couch and do school with them. Thanks guys for listening to me. And if you're out there and you're dealing with an injury or a sickness, just take care of you. Listen to your body. Just because they are an MD does not mean that they always make the best decisions. We are all human and we all make mistakes, but at these points you have to keep you in mind and really push and advocate for yourself and have people around you that support you. My husband has been a huge support. I'm so thankful for my dad. I just am thankful for all the people that have come and been here for me. And I'm thankful for all of you out there. All of your comments that you guys have said, all of the prayers that you're doing, that means a lot to me, and I just really appreciate it. So all the people who have rallied around me and my family, thank you. And Bethany and everybody, just thank you so much for all that you guys have done.